If you're tired of endlessly posting your beats online just to see a big fat $0 in sales, and you want to know the most effective way to actually make money as a music producer, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to go over how you can bring traffic to your music and how you can actually get those people to buy your stuff. And if you're wondering why you should listen to me, I've made over $1 million selling my music online, and I want to help as many of you make a living off of this as I can. Now, by far, the most effective way that I know of to make money as a producer in today's world is to have a strong personal brand. Think of having a personal brand as the foundation to a money-making tree. Without that strong foundation, it's insanely hard, if not impossible, to grow on top of that and eventually branch out into making money different ways off your music. But if you do have that strong foundation, that strong personal brand, you can grow on top of that and eventually branch out in a ton of different ways to start monetizing your craft. And we're going to get into all the specific things that you can do to make money later. But first, we need to go over how you can actually build that personal brand that's the foundation for everything else. The best way to build a personal brand nowadays is through organic content. And the good news is there's a ton of ways to effectively do this inside of the music producer space. So to start off with kind of the low-hanging fruit, the easiest thing that really anyone with a phone or a camera could do is Instagram Reels and short form content. And there's a ton of examples of people who are doing this super well and gaining huge followings, like my boy Nico Barron, who actually got followed by Drake after posting a video of him making a Drake type loop. There's also this guy named RJ who's got over 500,000 followers on Instagram just after posting reels of himself playing his guitar, and some of his biggest reels have over 9 million views. But you don't just have to do these live loop cookup kind of things. You could do tips on how to use a DAW better, tutorials on music theory. The only limit is your creativity. There's a ton of different lanes that you can attack with that, but Instagram Reels, TikToks, and short form videos are a great way to get started building content. Now, for the second way that you can build a following, it's a little bit harder and it takes a little bit longer, but if you can do long form YouTube tutorial videos for music producers, you can definitely build a super strong personal brand and a die-hard audience. This is personally what I've been focusing on for the past year, and I've seen amazing results just putting out a video every single week. That being said, I used to put very little effort into the videos that I was creating. I would just turn on my camera for 15-20 minutes, break down a loop that I had made, and then send that to my editor and upload that. And don't get me wrong, that was good to get me started in just getting consistent posting videos, but I really didn't see any crazy results until I started putting a ton of effort into these videos. A lot of these videos that you see from me now require one whole day of just scripting and then another whole day of just filming and making notes for my editor. And ever since I kind of made that switch, those videos have been doing way better than my older videos. So moral of the story there is if you put in the minimum effort and do what everyone else is doing, then you can't expect to get better results than everyone else is getting. Another great way that you could build a personal brand on YouTube is by doing vlogs. And a great example of this is my boy TB Digital and Max Shooter. They're just going around in the studios and even just at home and just filming themselves cook up, going about their normal days, because people like to see the actual raw behind the scenes footage of what it's like to be a music producer. And before you think that you need to be super successful and be in these crazy cities and all these big studios, there are examples of people who are doing this who don't have big placements, who don't have big connections or anything, and they're still getting decent views. And other than the video editing, it's a pretty low effort kind of video to make. You just put the camera on and do what you were normally going to do. Another sneaky little thing you could do to kind of hack your way to building a bigger audience is to try to make content for these bigger companies inside of the music production kind of space. And my favorite example of this is my boy TB Digital. A while back, he hit up Dylan from Producer Grind to do content for their channel and create their second channel, Team Producer Grind. And over the years, TB's been uploading videos consistently on the Team Producer Grind channel, and he kind of became the face for Producer Grind. And since then, he's been able to get almost 25,000 followers on his Instagram and grow his personal brand to where now he can branch out and do his own vlogs and still get good views on that. And then for the last way that you can build your personal brand, this one will turn a good amount of people off, but you can do paid advertising. And obviously you need a budget to do this effectively, but if you've got money to invest, I highly recommend putting out a free product that's called a lead magnet that has a ton of value. So this could be a crazy free sound kit, a crazy course on how to play piano if you're really good at playing the keys, a free course on mixing, whatever it is that you do super well. Make a super valuable product and give it away for free, run ads on it, and then you'll get a bunch of new people to take you up on that free offer. And in exchange for that, you want to collect their email. Once they're on your email list, you own their contact, so you can market to them forever. So if you put out a free product now and you get 1,000 people to download that product and give you their email, now the next time that you drop a paid kit or a paid course or whatever it is, you have 1,000 people who've already used your stuff to market that to. And not only building your email list, if you're running paid ads on Instagram, you're gonna get a boost in followers. Those could turn into fans later that are actually gonna buy your stuff. When I was running ads on my Instagram account, my following definitely skyrocketed. And I also got a ton of big producers to notice me from those ads. And that's actually how I got my placement with Future and SZA through TM88. That being said, all of those different ways can be kind of hard to keep up with. So if you're starting right now from zero, I would choose one kind of content that you want to do and master it. But sometimes it could be hard to stay consistent when you're building a new habit, and it really helps to stay organized. So if you want some help with that, me and my team made the Producer Playbook, which is a crazy productivity template, which was made specifically to help music producers be more productive and crush their goals. It's exactly what I use to plan my day and all of the different things that I've got going on in my life. And it even comes with a course where I go in depth on how you should plan your days depending on how much time you have available. So if you're interested in that, click the first link in the description down below to check out the Producer Playbook. Now, you might be thinking, what is the point of putting out all of this content? How am I actually going to make money off of this? And the answer is you can make money a shit ton of ways once you actually have a brand and an audience to sell to. If you've built up your personal brand, you've already done the hardest part in my opinion. And if we go back to that money-making tree diagram, you can see that the personal brand is the foundation for everything. Once you have that, you can go out and make money a ton of different ways. So let's go through those. The first way is pretty obvious, but if you have a big audience of music producers, you can definitely sell them sample packs. But to get the most out of this, you want to make sure that you're not just putting in the minimum amount of effort when you're making your products. You don't want to just put out a loop kit with 10 loops for $30 and think that that's going to go crazy and make you a ton of money. If you really want to kill it, you got to put more thought into it than that. And recently, the best kit that I've had is Elements of Soul. And the reason that this worked so well is because I don't think there's anything like it. It's pretty much this huge kit that has live instrument phrases, real gospel choir vocals, presets, MIDI. You could pretty much think of it as a one-stop shop for making crazy soulful and gospel melodies. This kit just took it to a whole new level. I wasn't just dropping 10 of those soul loops for $30. I had over 1,500 sounds, which is the biggest soulful kit that I've ever seen out there. Before that, my best-selling kits were doing around $2,000 to $3,000 the first month that they launched. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but that kit did nearly $25,000 in its first 30 days. So you can see a huge difference when you make a unique product that nobody's offering and you put a shit ton of value inside of it. Another way that you can make money off of an audience that you've built is to sell courses. And I know that this kind of gets scammy and people feel weird about it, but I really don't see what's wrong about buying education from someone who's done something that you want to do. So let's say that you build an audience and you're known for just having the craziest keys out there. You could definitely make a super valuable course on how to play keys, how to learn music theory, all that kind of stuff. And it would do well if it aligns with your brand and people trust you with that. Another thing that you can do is sell consultation calls. And you could go over anything that you want to in these consultation calls, whatever people have questions about. I've seen a ton of people killing it doing these sample classes one-on-one where they're just teaching people how to make better melodies, whatever it is that you have expertise in and that you could offer these people value. And as your audience grows, you could stop doing one-on-one consultations and you could do group calls to get multiple people at once. And this makes it more affordable for everyone, but the actual amount that you get is a lot bigger. Another way that you can make money once you've built a big brand is through sponsorships. So if you were a YouTube influencer or an Instagram or TikTok influencer in the producer space, you could definitely get sponsored by sites like Tracklib, Splice, Output, me, and Sonics, or anyone who's just trying to promote a product to music producers. And I can tell you from the people that I know who are killing it in the YouTube space, some of these people are making like $2,000 per video for a sponsorship. So if you do the math on that, that's like $8,000 a month, which is nearly 6 figures a year just off of sponsorships. Another thing that you could do and kill it with is selling merch. And obviously, if you've got a super small personal brand, this is not going to work as effectively. But if you look at a company like Producer Grind, they're killing it with the merch. And the best way that I could see merch working is if you do something that's not so specific to your brand. So if I was to drop merch, I wouldn't just drop a shirt that says Kavi on it. Think of something a little bit more creative that could apply to people that aren't even your diehard fans. Like I've seen a phone case that's a Spins 808. I've seen this one t-shirt that's a PayPal logo and it says pay your producers. Something like that would do a lot better than just your name on a t-shirt. One added bonus to building a strong personal brand is actually getting placements. And I consider myself super lucky that I've been able to get all of these major songs, but the ones that I've got out, I was not actively chasing. People came and found me, whether it was buying my loop kits because they found me through Instagram ads or YouTube. Some people have seen my YouTube YouTube videos and then hit me up because of that. Now that I have a personal brand, whenever I hit someone up who's a little bit bigger than me, it's easier for me to get respect and seem like I'm not coming off like a leech, and I can make those connections easier. And also, I really want to stress it is super valuable having people recognize your face. About a month ago, I went out to Atlanta for a Sony Music conference, and I was super surprised by the amount of people that actually recognized me before I even went up to shake their hand. A ton of them have already been watching my videos, so making that connection was just 10 times easier because they already knew who I was and what I was about. So to sum it all up, I believe that the best way that you can make money as a music producer today is to grow your personal brand. And then once you've built your personal brand, you can leverage that to make money in any way that you see fit. Speaking from experience, I'm making way more now, and I'm way more confident in the security of what I'm making now because I have a personal brand. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so I can keep making more videos like this, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.